Hi folks, this one's The Door by Teddy Swims. Was requested a few weeks ago by somebody with the handle Neon Noodle 2, which I thought was a great name. Anyway, they said they couldn't find a nice version of it that they liked, so hopefully you'll like this one. It's a pretty cool wee song actually, a bit interesting. The chords are G minor, a D sharp major 7, an F, D sus4, and then D. Although you could replace that last D with a D7 as well, because that works quite nicely too, and maybe switch it up within the tune and it would work really nicely. Probably the most awkward chord in there is the D sharp major 7, but don't be frightened by the name because it's not actually that difficult. So what we're going to do is start off with a G minor. Now I'm going to play this G minor, would be a 4-string chord played like that, so barring across the E, B, G and D strings and then playing the D string. That's on the 3rd fret, playing the D string on the 5th fret. That gives you your G minor. Now if we were to extend that across, the full bar chord would be like that, but we're only playing the top 4 strings, so we don't need to. However, just for ease of playing, I am going to bar all the way across. So, but although I'm not going to play these 2 strings, the E and A strings, I'm still going to bar across them just because it's easier for the next move. I'll start off with a wee intro. So that's the verse section. The chorus section is exactly the same, apart from the very ending where it just puts in the little bit of a riff, which is I'll just play it for you. So, starting off with that G minor, and I'm going to bar all the way across. I'm only going to play the top 4 strings, but just for comfort and ease of getting into the next chord, I'm going to bar all the way across. And I'm just lifting on and off the D string to get the bass. This is the D sharp major 7. Essentially it's a C shape with a bar on it without the top strings. If you play your C down here and you take your first finger off, that's a C major 7. So if I move that up 3 frets, that becomes D sharp major 7. So the bass line here is on the A string, and it's just going to move from the 6th fret to the 5th fret and back again. Playing the D string and then back down to this F. Now when I play the F, because again I've got this bass line to cover, I'm going to, instead of just barring the top 2 strings like you would normally do in your short F chord, I'm going to bar right across to the D string. And that allows me to open up from the 3rd fret to the 1st fret on the D string to cover the bass line. Open D string, D sus4, A string 3rd fret, and back to your D, which you could of course replace with a D7. Sounds nice as well. Maybe wouldn't use that the whole way through. I'd maybe, personally, I would probably just put that in once or twice just to add a little bit of a different flavour to it. For the intro, just doing that, which is again using that bar G minor chord. I'm going to play the B string, and then I'm going to come to the G string on the 5th fret, and just on off, and then D string on the 5th fret, on off to the bar again, and then you're into the tune. Right? So. So in the chorus, instead of playing that, it has that little rundown at the end. So I'm letting the D note, which is on the B string here on your D chord, stepping that down to the 1st fret, G string 3rd fret, and then to the D string 3rd fret, and slide that up to the 5th. So notice which fingers I'm doing that with as well. That's very deliberate. So my D chord, B string, 1st finger onto the 1st fret, 2nd finger onto the G string. This is very deliberate, and then D string. I can then slide up, and that gets me back into that G minor chord again. So, found that was the way. I've messed around with it a little bit, and I found that was the smoothest way to do it for me. You do it your way, obviously. I just found that was smoother. It meant I didn't have to sort of awkwardly jump between the 2 chords. It just sort of slid in much easier that way. And that's it. That's the whole tune. It's just the 4 chords and just getting that little riff going and keeping that bass line running nice and smooth. That's the key to it. I think that whole tune is really based around that. It's based around the bass line. That's it. Teddy Swims, The Door. Hope you like that one. Hope it's what you were looking for, Near Noodle. Yeah. Anybody else have got any other requests that you'd like me to have a look at? Feel free to mention in the comments, and I'll get around to it at some point. Apologies for my playing today. It's a little bit rough. Must admit, I haven't picked a guitar up for a couple of weeks or so, so yeah, a little bit stiff. I should probably have warmed up a little bit more before filming this video, but hey, things to do. Okay, cheers folks, thanks for watching, bye bye.